bread. It's your boy Candy Nix, and welcome to the Candy Wolf Smash episode 2. This is the episode where I'm going to explain the power system and the candy powers within my comics. So it's been a long time coming. I know you guys stay tuned to episode 1. I really appreciate that, 100% for that. So I'm just going to keep continuing with all these episodes so everyone gets a grasp of where I'm heading at and what I'm trying to do. So just giving you the basics of my comic book, and hopefully you guys really gel with it, to be honest. And I'm going to show you how it goes. So let's go. So first things first, we're going to go with the same old school way of the PowerPoint, and just going to explain regarding with the power system and the candy powers and how they originate and where they actually come from. Okay, right, so regarding with the power system, okay, so I called it Lunar Key. So Lunar Key, or you would say Lunar Energy as humans, some of them say it or prefer to say that, but in the wolf world it's all called Lunar Key. So Lunar regarding with the moon, and the reason why I called it that is because regarding with the wolves, and I've got a friend that's got a dog named Luna who really described it as the moon. So I thought to myself, hey, wait a minute, Lunar Key, that actually sounds pretty decent, to be honest. And I just wanted to, and it does blend in very well with where I'm going with the system. So Lunar Key, that's where I thought to myself, yeah, this is actually sounds pretty decent, to be fair, and it really relates to the wolf key as well. And in the actual candy wolf world as well, the lunar moon actually provides the main source of energy, which the wolves, and we've got candy creatures. So the way I described as candy creatures is more or less like animals. So the animals in the candy wolf world, but they have a specific, how can I say, yeah, they got a good role within the actual Candy Wolf world, and this is really what I wanted to blend in as well. I've got like a Pokemon style type of characters within the Candy Wolf world, but I didn't want it to be heavily based on Pokemon or anything like that. I just wanted to provide some clarity of where the candy powers come from, and all the candy powers which are provided to the humans are from the candy creatures. So I'll explain more in depth and how it's actually created or transferred their main lunar key, because also the candy creatures actually have lunar key as well, and the candy master, which I will go in detail more as well. He has special techniques to actually get the source of energy from the candy creatures to make the actual candies itself. So yeah, that's something special there, and I'll be going more detail when I'll do more episodes going forward as well. Okay, and also with the Earth's moon as well, the lunar energy, you can get that from Earth as well. For the humans or the enforcers, the wolf enforcers, they need the energy as well, basically, for them to operate their candy powers, because there's no point having it in one world and you can't use it in the other. How they're meant to protect Earth. That's the reason why the candy maker actually provided the candies for the wolf enforcers, so they can protect Earth, just in case of you know how these wolves are sometimes. But there's a lot of wolves in this story, so I'm telling you now, they're acting big. I'm telling you now, 100%. And lunar energy, depending on how it's used, can be used efficiently or dangerously. So there are some powerful wolves and there's some powerful humans or wolf enforcers as well. Also, I'd like to say there are humans that don't know they've got special candy powers, and it actually activates randomly within their lives, in a human life cycle, okay, or at any age. I'll be diving into that more in depth as well, how I continue the whole story as well. That should be very interesting. But yeah, like I said, we've got the human world and that world, I should say, and that provides a source of lunar key and lunar energy as well. And so be it. at the night time as well, you're going to definitely get more energy from the moon, especially when it's at night time. Obviously the moon's out bright, and it's definitely, you're going to get more stronger or more sense of lunar energy as well, so you can consume that energy. What I wanted to do is make it more like a simple power system where, like in Dragon Ball, you can just use your energy and can consume that energy and use it for the power blast, or you can use it regarding with ninjutsu. So I really focused it on elements and the ninjutsu of how they use the lunar key, basically, rather than just doing power beams all the time. Didn't really make sense. And regarding with the Wolf Enforcers as well, they use their whatever candy creature that they provided, they can use that as power source as well, or how they use that power, so making it more unique and making it more different to like other, or like a carbon copy of Dragon Ball. So I wanted to do something special. So yeah, so right, so the basics of lunar energy. So it is taste, touch, smell, sight and hearing. So I wanted something really simplistic, but wanted to give you the element of what, even like dogs or wolves, what's the basics of the human touch or of the dog touch, and really regarding with how to use the lunar energy or how it flows. The taste, touch, smell, sight and hearing, they're like the basics of how you can actually, how can I explain it? It's the way of life of how they grow up and how they train, especially in a Candy Wolf world. You got all the wolves, they teach you this from young. That's why wolves are superiorly more advanced within lunar ki and lunar energy, because they've been taught how to use the basics and fundamentals of lunar energy, you know. But also you got humans as well, the Wolf Enforcers, they've been trained how to use it as well. So this is why I wanted to make it like an equal playing field as well. There's some advantages and disadvantages of both, how humans use it and wolves use it as well. But you, throughout the story, you will definitely see the difference of how people use it and how it can affect them in the long run as well. So wolves can sense the power scaling level of any wolf, candy creature, or even an enforcer. So this is their trump card. This is how they'll have the feeling. So even like with Black Clover or Dragon Ball, even with, how can I say, Hunter x Hunter as well, they can sense of your energy and sense of, oh, he's quite strong. Or I wanted to have that type of picture in this comic as well, to see, oh, they can see how strong they are and if they're a threat. Humans, unfortunately, forces, majority of them don't have it. However, some skilled humans or human bosses do have it, which, however, it takes a lot of training to come to that type of level and power. So I'll go in more detail on that later on down the line. And the lunar energy as well can activate a wolf trigger, which unlocks the full primal power of a wolf being. So a wolf trigger, what I wanted to do, because I'll explain more of the candy power and what they have as tools, but what makes the wolves, they do focus on ninjutsu and elemental ninjutsu as well. They have a wolf trigger. So the wolf trigger is more or less like a bankai, like you just activate your full, how can I say, wolf instinct and your like ultimate move or ultimate power move. And then depending, I've categorized it in 3 categories. You can tell the difference between, there's different types of wolf trigger, but categorizing it as well to make it easier on the eye, so you don't get like, oh, what's going on? Is that the same? Is this the same as that? Same as, I wanted to make it everything. The key thing about this comic is to make it simple, but make it, how can I explain it, difficult to master in that sense. But regarding with how to master it, I wanted to make sure that you guys have a full understanding of what the 3 forms are, and it's easy to understand it, because I want a comic that everyone can read and have a full understanding of how simplistic the world power system and the candy powers are. Basically, that's what Dragon Ball did so well. You may scream, you may shout, "Ah!" you know, all the time, and you will get this. So wolf trigger. Okay, so I've got the Mind Wolf trigger. So this is more or less like with wolves with trigger unlocks, advanced perception, psychic control, elemental manipulation through thought. So more or less like mind games. They can do like psychic control, and they can do puzzles or make you confused, make you feel like you're in a building and you're not in the building. That's what I wanted to make like the Mind Wolf trigger feel like. So how are you gonna get out of this type of puzzle or maze or anything like that? Those are more or less in Magic Clan. So yeah, I will go more in detail with the clans that I have as well. You got the Baldy Wolf trigger. So what it can do, the wolves can actually manipulate the body. So like it can affect the power, can affect the speed, endurance, reflexes. Also regarding with body wolf trigger as well, we've got the Lycans as well. That's a different type of clan that's within the wolf world, and they can manipulate their whole body, make them stronger, making more mythical type of a wolf as well. So I wanted to bring that element in there as well. And the last one, which is a soul wolf trigger, which is infused with the willpower, so they can use objects and whatever they think that they can do, they can use the environment as their weapon. So regarding if it's like an elemental water wolf, for example, they can use like the rain, for example, use it as water needles, something special. Like that's what I wanted to include as well. So the soul wolf trigger is very, very difficult to master, but regarding with the mastering it, there are masters within the wolf clan which they're able to provide. And the question is, can you use more than all three triggers, or you only can use one? Most of the wolves can only use one trigger. However, the most masterous wolves within the kind of wolf world can use 2 or 3. There's only a certain amount that can use 3. I'm not going to tell you obviously, but yes, something special there. And next thing is the candy powers. Okay, regarding the candy powers, like I said before, the candy maker, you will use lunar energy from the candy creatures. So what I was thinking as well is to get everyone introduced to my characters, I wanted to do a drawing book of candy creatures that I have basically. So I will be giving out more information in the future regarding with that, so most definitely everyone can have a fair understanding of what's actually happening. Okay, so the candy maker, what he does, he gets the lunar energy from the candy creatures to actually make the candy, and what he does from the candy wolf world, he will just spread them out to the human world to help regarding to find wolf enforcers, or to enable humans to actually see if they're able to have wolf powers basically. So yes, and it only takes one bite, just one bite, without them knowing, and they'll be able to activate their candy powers. To activate the candy powers, that's another question, because it can happen in willpower, it can happen by accident, it can happen at any time, any moment basically. So I'll go in more detail regarding with that as well. Okay, so example of a candy power, for example, so I got Jack. He's a well-known character, he's been in the game for wolf enforcers for a long period of time, more or less like I would say he's like a master of his craft. And so his candy is jelly beans basically. So he likes his jelly beans. So what can a jelly bean candy actually do? So he can actually create kinetic energy explosions he can actually just pull out a jelly bean and it can explode basically. And also regarding with the jelly beans, he has mystery beans, which could be elemental, it could be like a tree, it could be anything basically, fire or anything like. That's how he's able to manage to manipulate his actual power. So he actually has gone beyond the basic level of his actual candy power. So regarding with the heights of the candy power, it depends how you master your craft and master the actual powers that you have been provided with. That's why there's always like a tussle of who's stronger, the wolves or the humans. It could be anyone, depending on how you train or how you actually experience as well, the experience within these fights that they have sometimes. And it's not just only wolves versus humans. You've got humans versus humans who've got powers but use it for bad as well. And that's another curveball that I'm gonna introduce as well. Basically, the Wolf Enforcers, they've got a lot on their plate. I have to admit, they've got a lot on their plate. But this is why, we've got Teo, you got Lily, and you got Jamie, all gonna cause some havoc. I'm telling you this now. It's gonna be messy, but it's gonna be a good ride. And I want everyone here to enjoy this ride for sure. Right, now, last slide, okay? So, like I said, the difference between Wolf Lunar Key and Candy Pals, wolves are born with it, which is true. And obviously they need to train and to master the actual Lunar Key. So that's for the wolves, and humans, they get their candy powers during a random time frame of their lives. So it could be like 16, 18, it could be whenever, basically. There's the Candy Maker, don't choose the Candy Maker and Grandmaster Ray, basically, because he has to talk to Grandmaster Ray, who is the Grandmaster of the Candy Wolf world, or King of the world. Them two have to speak with each other before he just sends them out. And you're probably saying, do they know who to send it to? He said he only sends it out to the pure-hearted during that time. So he sends out candies to a person that is a pure-hearted person. But it could be anyone during a period of time. So that's another question in hand. But like I said before, therefore, time and experience will be a factor for each candy and their power form as well. So definitely timing of how you use your powers, how much training you provided to get experience in battles and back and forth all the time. And this is why it's going to be a difficult but a hell of a ride for the three, Teo, Lily and Jamie, because they ain't no experts. They don't know what they're actually doing. So this is why they're going into another world that they never thought they'd ever be. So this is why I wrote this story, because I wanted, sometimes where you don't want to go to, you feel like going to like a new place at work and you don't feel comfortable. It's like a new world to you, especially if you're 16, 17 or 18 and this experience for your first time working. You'd be like, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? This is what I wanted to make these characters feel like, that they're entering a new world. They're not known to this world. They feel uncomfortable, but you have to enjoy the ride at the same time. So this is why I wrote this story for. The wolf's weaknesses is silver, which is well known. I've got a Silver Lion clan, which they're not fully immune to silver, but they have to go through the hearts. That's how you make them, destroy them, basically. But the other clans, unfortunately, with silver, they can actually, but it's a burning sensation first of all. But yeah, silver is definitely their weakness. You've got some wolves which are strong in battle. They can still handle quite a lot of silver slashes or anything like that, but at the end of the day, silver is still their weakness. So the humans wolf enforcers have Candy Blaze, also known as Amagari. The reason why I called it Amagari, which means sweet hunt. Amagari just sounds sick, I ain't gonna lie, it just sounds proper. So I just thought, yeah, the wolf enforcers use Amagaris for sure. And the weakness for wolf enforcers, it will be wolves specializing in ninjutsu and different forms of martial arts, basically. And they've been training their whole lives for this. Rather than humans, they just get their candy power, and it's up to them to see if they're able to come up to the level of being able to defend themselves, fight, going into the wolf councils, training camps, and making sure they're able to defend Earth. So it's quite a struggle. That's why they've got the candy power, and also they've got the Amagaris to help them defend wolves as well. Don't get me wrong, you got experienced wolf enforcers. However, you've got some new recruits that are gonna go in there and don't know what they're actually going to be doing. So unfortunately, that's the trump card of the wolves. They know how to defend themselves, they know how to hunt. They've been doing this for quite a long time, basically from when they were born. So that's the weakness for enforcers. However, both wolves and humans have the same weaknesses of the elements, which can actually be equal on the playing field. So what I mean by that is every candy creature is based in different clans. So you got the fire, you got the earth, you got the water, you got the wind, you got the silver line, and you got Viola, which is a normal setting as well, and you got the magic clan as well. So they're all separated in different sections in the clans of the Candy Wolf world, and basically, so if fire defeats water, or it's water defeats fire, the water defeats fire is going to be a weakness to the fire, basically. So I wanted to make it like in the Pokemon way of water defeats fire, or so if a wolf, which is water, goes against a fire and wolf enforcer, for example, so yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. However, depending on the experience that the wolf enforcer has, he may be able to beat the wolf that is elemental, which is water type. So I wanted to make it a equal playing field, and you got to use your mind, you got to use your mentality as well of how they actually defeat each other. So yes, this is what I factored in as well, like what can the wolf enforcer's weakness be, because it looks like they're going to be stronger. No, I wanted to make it equal playing field depending on the experience and depending on how you can actually defeat your enemies. That's what I wanted to do. So this little presentation that I've done of this Candy Wolf episode, I just wanted to give you guys a little more of where I'm heading at, basically. And the next episode, I'm definitely going to introduce you to the Lily and Teo and Jamie, the characters, which you're going to get to know quite often. These are the main three, the big three, as they say in anime, the big three. Who's the big three? These are my big three. And they're going to definitely take over the world. Maybe not, but yeah, they're going to take over the world. I'll tell you that now. You don't know. So, thank you very much for tuning in, and definitely I'll see you on episode 3, and watch my other videos which I'll be putting out as well. More reacts, and definitely more content on anime. Haven't done that much on anime, but I will be doing that more to definitely get a picture of where I'm heading at and where I get my appreciation from, and definitely I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.